motion to approve the minutes from January 5th, 2015 regular meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes. Second.
Mr. Danicus?
Aye.
Commissioner Porter?
Aye.
Commissioner Navarro?
Aye.
Commissioner Yavora?
Aye.
Mayor Finley?
Aye. Next is approval of bills to be paid as presented.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills as presented.
Second.
Commissioner Danicus?
Aye.
Commissioner Porter?
Aye.
Commissioner Navarro?
Aye.
Commissioner Yavora?
Aye.
Mayor Finley?
Aye. Right before we get to public comments, we are going to be moving item number 15, the executive session, down underneath after mayor's report. This way here, if anybody wants to go, they can leave. So going back up to number 6, public comments on agenda items only.
I just have a quick statement. On December 10th, I submitted a letter to Commissioner Porter that was placed on file with the City Council at the December 15th meeting. The purpose of this letter was to remove myself and hopefully all current City Council members that are running for office to do the right thing as to compensation for the ambulance department staff. It has come to my attention that support of the ambulance board recommendation may now be driven by vote count in the upcoming election, and that is what is best for the service. Due to this, I officially retract my letter dated December 15th and plan on resuming full responsibilities of my role as an ambulance board member. As you go into executive session this evening, I ask that you consider the charge this City Council has put into the ambulance board and your past actions in consideration of the new ordinance. It was my true intention to leave the politics out of this area as demonstrated by the letter that I sent in December. Thank you.
Any other public comments on agenda items? Okay. We will go to ordinance number 884-011915. Debate the taxes on the 2010 A bonds. This is a revision ordinance that was placed on file last meeting.
I'll make a motion that we pass ordinance 884-011915 abating the taxes on the 2010 A bonds.
Second.
Commissioner Danicus?
Aye.
Commissioner Porter?
Aye.
Commissioner Navarro?
Aye.
Commissioner Yavora?
Aye.
Mayor Finley?
Aye. Next, we have the approval of ordinance number 885-011915, authorizing the sale of city property, electric department truck. This was placed on file at the last meeting.
This is a 25-year-old old line truck that we've got that needs too much work. So I'll make a motion, we pass ordinance number 885-011915, which authorizes the sale of city property, this electric department truck.
Second.
Commissioner Danicus?
Aye.
Commissioner Porter?
Aye.
Commissioner Navarro?
Aye.
Commissioner Yavora?
Aye.
Mayor Finley?
Aye. Next, we have ordinance number 886-011915, authorizing the borrowing up to $700,000 from Illini State Bank. This is a line of credit we do every year, and this was placed on file last meeting.
I'll make a motion that we pass ordinance 886-011915, authorizing the borrowing up to $700,000 from the Illini State Bank. This is the line of credit. Second.
Commissioner Danicus?
Aye.
Commissioner Porter?
Aye.
Commissioner Navarro?
Aye.
Commissioner Yavora?
Aye.
Mayor Finley?
Aye. Next, we have ordinance number 887-020115, authorizing addendum to the Mavis agreement.
Just briefly, this is an addendum to the Mavis agreement that will allow municipalities to formally charge for services in qualifying mutual aid situations. It's my understanding that there's been an informal agreement to this point, and this ordinance will formalize that agreement. So we were asked to pass it by Angus. So I guess I'll make a motion that we place ordinance number 887-020115 on file.
Second.
Mr. Janikis?
Aye.
Commissioner Porter?
Aye.
Commissioner Rivera?
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Aye.
Mayor Finley?
Aye. And ordinance number 888-020115 adopts a drug and alcohol policy for employees not covered by the bargaining agreement. I don't know if anybody has any question on it.
Is this the same guidelines as for the bargaining unit employees?
Yes,
For the IBEW,
for the IBEW.
not for the police department.
Yeah, this is the,
Okay. Well, I'll make a motion that, we got places on file?
place on file.
I'll make a motion, we place on file ordinance number 888-020115, drug and alcohol policy for employees not covered by a bargaining unit agreement.
Second.
Mr. Janikis?
Aye.
Commissioner Porter?
Aye.
Commissioner Rivera?
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Aye.
Mayor Finley?
Aye. Next we have is TIF payment to Heritage Fields LLC for the $69,000 that was done with grant for the park. This was part of a TIF agreement. So do we place this on file or do we
I think we probably
place it on file?
You wanna discuss it? You wanna tell us about it?
Yeah, this lines up with a representation we made way back in 2006 and then again in 2007 to the developers of Heritage Fields, that if they would do certain work with a drainage pond after after we received enough TIF monies to pay off all these other costs, that we would reimburse them. In 2010, the circumstances had changed and the terms of the deal were changed a little bit. And we were given some money from the developer and with the understanding that we would pay it back after another developer had paid. And at this point, the first developer, that would be Harry Oliver, has been paid a sum of over, I believe, $1.4 million. And now the second developer, which is, Kevin, could you tell me the exact name of the second developer?
It's Heritage Fields LLC.
Heritage Fields LLC. Now we're reimbursing them for that $69,000. We got a release from Oliver Niles to show that he has been paid off in full. And we're paying off something that we talked about back in 2006 before anybody was anybody on this council was serving.
Don't we usually get something in writing from Gwen down there when we are to reimburse?
We did get a letter from Gwen that she had reviewed this and it was her opinion that this money should be paid. Yeah, she was consulted as soon as this came up, Gwen Crawford, and she reviewed all these various documents and,
Then why did this even get put on the agenda? So now we'll go with that.
Attorney Andreoni asked that it be put on the agenda.
Everybody's in agreement, it needs to be paid.
Yeah, Glenn, Jim, everybody went through it.
I'll make a motion that we pay the $69,000 tip payment to Heritage Fields LLC. It's part of the bills that we paid for the union. Second.
Mr. Janikis?
Aye.
Commissioner Porter?
Aye.
Commissioner Rivera?
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Aye.
Mayor Finley?
Aye. Next is to place on file the bids to demolish the building that we've been working on through the grant. Andy, if you,
Yeah, back in October, we took bids to take down a building at 211 East Walnut Street, and there was only one bidder at the time. They were doing some building demolition in Spring Valley at the moment, and that was the only bid this morning, and once again, we only got one bidder, except it wasn't the same person, it was a more local guy. The guy who was doing the work in Spring Valley was from Elgin, Illinois. The one bid that we got was from a contractor from Earlville. There were 3 other contractors that took out bids. All 3 of those were also local, but they decided that they just didn't have the time. I guess contractors get pretty busy. But the bid at 41.5, I think is pretty reasonable, but according to your policy, we need to put it on file for 2 weeks for public review, and then you can award it if you'd like it at the next council meeting.
Okay, so do we have a motion to place on file then, the bid for demolition of the building?
At this time, I move that the demolition of the building at 211 East Walnut Street, the bid be placed on file, the bid of $41,500 from C&H Excavating.
Second.
Mr. Danikis?
Aye.
Mr. Porter?
Nay.
Mr. Rivera?
Aye.
Mr. Yubara?
Aye.
Mayor Finley?
Aye. And then next is a donation request from Central States Baseball. Once again, the tournament, Central States will be split up between Oglesby and Peru. The games are in July this year, they're moved up. They will be from July 24th till the 29th. They are asking for the sponsorship of $2,500 once again. And this comes out of hotel motel tax is what we use to pay it. It does fill up our hotels, both of them are filled, and it's a good thing for the businesses downtown, some of the restaurants and stuff like that, gas stations.
That's what we donated last year.
Yeah, same thing.
At this time, I move that we donate $2,500 to the Central States Baseball from the motel tax.
Second.
Mr. Danikis?
Aye.
Mr. Porter?
Aye.
Mr. Rivera?
Aye.
Mr. Yubara?
Aye.
Mayor Finley?
All right. Next in, we'll go to public comments on any topic. Tony?
I know these businesses, they're closed, but from Golf Pub down, the sidewalks there is nothing but ice. Anything can be done about that? Every year it's bad going down that way, from Golf Pub down. Could throw salt or something, I know those businesses are closed, there's nobody there to shovel or throw salt or anything, but it's bad walking there.
I can check into, I don't know what, if we can do.
See what can be done with that, Tony. I don't, probably have to, talk to
Jim to
Vince
make
or
sure
Jim,
nothing
because
gets.
there's all kinds of liabilities involved in that. Believe it or not.
Yes.
Have we gone past the deadline for that canoe landing on the river?
No, you mean the boat launch
Yeah.
access? No, that grant is end of this year. And
Is it gonna be done by the end of this year?
Should be, because we'll be doing the route here, and that's what we need is the grindings off of Walnut Street. And that's gonna be our in-kind donation, basically, for the road down there.
Okay.
So that's, we're looking to be doing that this year, so we should be, time-wise, we should be okay with it.
I just have a quick suggestion. Is there any consideration of moving the public comment section to after the commissioner and mayor's reports? That way the public has an opportunity to ask some questions based on what you guys are telling us.
I can look at it, it's been this way for I don't know how many years, and so we can always take a look at it. Not saying anything's gonna be done with it, but,
Okay.
because I'm sure you're always welcome to talk to the commissioner and mayor after the meeting too. But this is the way it's been done for at least the last 5 years. So, anything else? Okay, we'll go to commissioner reports. Commissioner Danikis.
Not really a report, but just a statement. I was just been sitting there thinking about what Mr. Meisner said prior to this comment 6. And I'm sitting there kind of thinking that everything that we talked about was in executive session, so it's kind of hard, it's kinda hard for me to understand how you happen to, how you know what we were talking about, or, you know, what brought that about, so, I mean, if executive session, to me, is executive session, and it shouldn't have, nothing we talked about should have ever left that room. But it appears it might have, that's all I got.
Okay, Commissioner Rivera?
I got a couple of things here. The IMEA scholarship program is now open for any high school student. Interested applicants can get the information from the city's website or City Hall. The city will start installing LED lights east on Walnut Street to the Ed Hand Highway. The LED lights that have been installed and those on this project were purchased and paid for with grant dollars from the IMEA in the amount of $24,790 to date. Not one city dollar has been used to pay for these lights. The LED lights save about 40% energy per light. It's a good deal for the city, and I hope next year we can continue the program. City does have mutual aid with the IMEA. City of Princeton, they have contacted us about a shorter version of that mutual aid with Princeton, Geneseo, DeKalb, Lad, Peru, in cases of storm damage. We've been very fortunate over the last couple of years they've bypassed us, they've missed us. And the way these utility companies have got all these contractors tied up, I believe it would be a positive step for us if we can get something worked out. Last Friday, we had an outage in the, over there on Clark Street and by Dennis's house.
Yeah.
We've got a bad cable over there. We've got the engineer, I wanna bring her up and take a look at it. Plans right now are just to leave that set. We've got it backfit. We're gonna replace that one section of cable. Cable in question's about 30 years old. I'm concerned about some other things over there, so we want to take a look at the best way to correct that problem. So that's all I have for this evening.
Okay, Commissioner Yarborough?
Nothing seen here.
Commissioner Porter? I don't have anything for mayor's report this time. So the next on the agenda would be a motion for executive session to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, performance, or dismissal of specific employees.
I'll make a motion that we enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing the appointment, employment, compensation, performance, or dismissal of specific employees.
I'll second it.
Mr. Danikis?
Aye.
Mr. Porter?
Aye.
Mr. Rivera?
Pass.
Mr. Yarborough?
Aye.
Mayor Quinn.
Aye.